I find so most of the my NRI friends stuck also in the taxation rate in respect of shares as well as property sale in India. They want foreign inward remittance from India by selling their property or shares. So what happened is that 23rd July 2024 Indian Finance Act is passed. The capital gain rate changed from 20% to 12.5%. From 23rd July, now the capital long-term capital gain rate is 12.5%. Indexation benefit is not given to the NRI. Suppose a NRI has invested a property in Gurgaon or Mumbai for 50 lakh. Now they want to sell that property for 5 crore. We, as per the law present, is that we will not give any indexation benefit. Suppose that NRI sell that property for 5 crore and their cost of acquisition is 50 lakh. So on 4.5 crore, there is a 12.5% long-term capital gain if sell today. But if he is a resident, Indian resident, we will give indexation benefit. So 20% rate before the 23rd July and after that 12.5%. So we have a option to choose indexation and without indexation. So in respect of NRI, there is a no tax rate. So I am making it simple. What is that? If a NRI want to sell a property in India, so they can approach with the income tax department for lower rate TDS deduction certificate. So what is the lower rate TDS deduction certificate? That is provide under section 197. So suppose Indian buyer in buying the property, Indian buyer has a responsibility to deduct the tax. The tax will be entire amount because the immobile property situated in India. Suppose NRI is a resident of USA. They says no, my property I am held in India but taxable in USA. No, because he is a NRI. The property situated in India has to tax status of tax in India also. So whatever tax in India, they can get back in USA and levy tax at per their resident country also. Because the country of source in India, so first right to tax in India as per the Article 6 of India US Double Taxation Avoidance Agreement. So 12.5% without indexation rate is applicable. So plus 15% surcharge and 4% higher education sales. So the tax come around 14.95. That is we are around 15%. So what I'm saying that if you are a NRI seller want to sell your Indian property in India, you can approach a consultant to get in touch with the income tax department, apply a lower rate TDS deduction certificate, and Indian buyer who has to apply 10 number, and on that 10 number basis they can make a filing form and lower it. They will income tax department will compute your entire capital gain, how much you bought that property, what is the fair market value as in 2001, and uh, with the without indexation what is the your long term capital gain. Suppose in case of short term capital gain, the tax rate is slab rate. Slab rate is vary as per the new regime or as per the old regime. It's depend upon your value of capital gain. So as per the period of holding is 24 months. If you sold your property within 24 months, that is a short term capital gain. Short term capital gain is taxed as per the slab rate. But if you sold more than 2 year, the long term capital gain will be taxed at 12.5% if you sold after 23rd July 2024. So before that, the tax rate is 20%, but indexation benefit is available. Now the indexation benefit is not available. Now I come to resident. If you are not a non-resident, you are simple resident. The tax rate is 12.5%, but indexation benefit is available. So if you as a resident sold to the Indian another resident, the another resident will deduct only 1% TDS because 195 not applicable in that scenario. But if your resident is selling, buying property from NRI, NRI is seller, the Indian buyer, or maybe another non-resident has to deduct TDS under section 195, and you have a option to apply lower rate TDS deduction certificate from the income tax department. Another thing, a chartered accountant can also give a Form 15CB certificate for your foreign remittance from NRO account to NRE account. This is the another thing. But tax rate is clear, 12.5% plus surcharge, and higher education says that it is somewhere around 15%. So we need to compute your entire capital gain, whether it is long term, short term, and how much sale consideration you sold, or what is your buying cost. Is there any cost of improvement after buying? Whether it is an inheritance property, and you bought this property, what is the fair market value as on first April 2021, first April 2001. So for valuation, we need the valuation from the income tax approved valuer who give a fair market value as on 1/4/2001. So this is the whole scenario for computation in respect of NRI property. So as far as the shares is concerned, if you sell shares in India, the tax rate is 10%, but after the 23rd July 2024, that become 12.5% without indexation also. But in respect of listed company short-term capital gain shares, that is 15% before 23rd July and 20% after 23rd July. Thank you guys. So this is the for non-resident sale property in India in respect of foreign remittance from India.